Well, it's the day after surgery. It's 9:30 p.m. The surgery was yesterday at 7:15 a.m. So I had to be at the hospital at 5:30 a.m. And the surgery was supposed to be 7 hours, but it ended up being 8 hours in the end. Yeah, because originally they were going to do 4 procedures, and in the end they did 5. So originally we were going to do upper jaw surgery, lower jaw surgery, anchors in both TMJs, and turbinectomy. But they had to do one extra procedure, that is that they had a molar here that the orthodontist was trying to put right, but wasn't able to. So they had to do it surgically, and that took an extra hour, I think. Yeah, so overall, it's not really too bad. I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I was due to spend 3 days in the hospital, but I've already achieved some of the goals that the surgeon set. So, for example, he wanted me to be able to drink 35 syringes of water or liquids for less hospital. Today I did about 50. What else? Oh yeah, he wanted me to transition from IV to oral pain medication. Which I almost did earlier today, but then I switched back to IV, so I've still got to do that. What else? Yeah, be able to eat puree food instead of liquids. Did that. Yeah, some of my legs, it kind of squeeze your legs to stop getting blood clots, but it's really pretty nice, so let's have a look at that in a bit. Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, so overall, the surgery wasn't quite as bad as I was expecting. Yeah, I've seen lots of other people's videos, and yeah, people say that, it's really awful, and, some people said, like, it's, the worst few days or worst weeks of their lives, and it is pretty bad, but I don't think I'd go as far as to say that it's the worst week of my life. I don't know. Yeah, so in the end I wasn't that nervous going in. I mean, I did have moments of nervousness. But yeah, it was great. My wife Maria was with me, and in the pre-op bay, and we were talking about our honeymoon. That's the IV nurse. She, I told her that a little bit excited earlier in the day when they'd drawn the blood, and she said, "Oh, she'll try to take my mind off it." She said, "Oh, what's the most recent vacation that you had?" "Oh, it was our honeymoon." And yeah, so I was just looking at Maria and talking about honeymoon. It really works. I barely even noticed her sticking the IV in school. And then in the pre-op bay, as well as seeing the IV nurse, you see the surgeon and also the anaesthetist, and yeah, oh, and also the liaison nurse who worked out in Maria. Yeah, so I think sometime after the IE nurse finishing, I think that's when I really started feeling nervous. Just felt kind of almost tearful. Just really hit me. Maria, she gave me home again. That was okay. And after that, it was amazing. It's obviously how I needed the kind of sort of emotional relief. After that was fine. I was very chatty, and yeah, I was laughing a lot after that. And even when after Maria said goodbye and wheeling me to the operating room, even then it was I felt fine with that. I almost wondered if they'd put some kind of anti-anxiety drug in the IE because I was really calm. I looked at the weather. We had a look at it, just the usual bacteria bring this. Yeah, so I got into the operating room and had a nice chat with the nurse. And as soon as this came, we gave the anaesthetic. That was it. So next thing I know, I woke up in the recovery room. I don't remember that much about it actually, but that also wasn't as bad as I was fearing. Yeah, and Maria was there as well, which was nice, in the recovery room for about 3 hours. Eventually really did have to go because originally it was just me and the nurses in the recovery room. We weren't any other patients, so it was okay for Maria to be there. But yeah, eventually there was some other patients that came and they were really loud as well, so I didn't get much rest. Yeah, that was pretty good. And I woke up in the morning, and so I stayed overnight in the recovery room. And and then in the morning they took their ages. They said they were going to find me a room. As soon as they got me a room, I could go out the recovery room. It took their ages to do that. When they finally did get me the room, the people on the floor said, "Oh yeah, the room is available for ages." So, yeah, some kind of communication breakdown. Yeah, so my swelling in the recovery apparently was a lot worse than this. So Maria, she did shoot video in the recovery room and took some pictures. But apparently in the recovery room I actually asked her to look at them. And I'm quite glad I didn't. I've still not seen them, but at some point I probably will watch them and upload them to YouTube when I feel a bit better. Yeah, so yeah, my whole face is still quite swollen. And I've got there's something to do with the way my face is swollen. It just sounded a bit like a lung there. Yeah, so there's two surgeons. There's Larry Wolford and he has a fellow, Dr. Allen at the moment. And to see Dr. Allen twice today. I'm supposed to see Dr. Wolford every day, but I think he's travelling today. And yeah, I made lots of progress today. I'd like to go eventually that. Yeah, so Dr. Allen was thrilled about that. Yeah, and just said, "Oh, I might be able to go home early." But actually, I'm not sure I do want to go home early. I want to make sure I'm properly better and actually, everyone here is really nice as well. So, yeah, I want to be really confident that it's the right time to go back to the hotel before I leave. Yeah, so Maria's been with me all day today. She just went back to the hotel. So, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll leave it at that. So, yeah. Apparently day 3 is the worst for swelling and discomfort and pain. So it's going to get a bit worse from what it is at the moment, but yeah, in general, this is really not so bad. I sound like Michael Caine. That is the weirdest thing ever. Why? Anyway, yeah, I'll speak to you tomorrow, probably.